Hi, it's me, Toby. I'm here going to celebrate getting past 100 subscribers by making Baki's Aromatic broker cookies. You can find it in a secret in Tazavesh, which I will show you as we get started. So you can bake along if you want to. I'm gonna link it in the description. But thank you guys so much for subscribing so far. We are at 620 as far as recording this. And for each 100 subscribers until 1,000, I told myself I am going to make a WoW recipe for each 100. So I've got my work cut out for you since we're at 620.
Now let me show you how to get this secret really quick. It is a treasure in Tazavesh, just across from the inn on the other side of the city when you first enter for the portal. So once you get over to the inn, you'll cross to the other side where I'm pointing on the map. And you're going to run across to where the cooking vendors are. There is a little scroll hidden behind the boxes. If you've not found this treasure yet, it should show as a magnifying glass on your map. Since I have already discovered it one time, it will no longer show on the map for me, but you can still click on it even if you've seen it before. Now, the first time you find it is a huge renown bonus. I do recommend clicking on any magnifying glass treasures that you find. They are quick, easy ways to get a good chunk of renown. And you can see that the treasure gives us the full recipe. It's 4 pages and a cute little end story by Grifta. Now let's head back to actually making these crazy unhinged cookies.
So the first thing I'm gonna do is brown this butter. I got a stick. And this is half, right? But the butter wants to be brown and cooled for this recipe. I make cookies a lot and I don't brown butter very much, so I'm gonna assume most of you haven't brown butter either. Just make sure you're always moving it. If you're doing this with me, always be moving the butter. You don't want it to burn, that's the point. It's gonna take like 5 to 8 minutes for a stick, but we need half a cup of butter, and then we're gonna be mixing it up, okay? So if you are making this along with me, make sure you actually read the entirety of The Secret. The Secret ends with Baki giving it to Grifta and Grifta saying that the cookies are not very good to eat. These spice cookies, it's a really funny joke actually if you know baking, but this is double the amount of spice of a normal spice cookie recipe. I will link both in the description for you guys. If you want to make an actually normal spice cookie, they are very good. This is double. For context, we are putting a tablespoon of cinnamon. A normal spice cookie recipe uses like half a teaspoon. Everything is double. Worst case, if these are disgusting, I will be putting it in ice cream. Do you want to see it be foamy? Next, we are mixing together the dry ingredients, everything except the sugar. So we got our flour, we got our spices, we got our baking soda. And we're just gonna fold it in gently first, and then we'll do the others separately. We're gonna start with flour. Because we have it's gonna be a cup and then 2 tablespoons because the half was an 1/8 cup. So we obviously use Google for that. And Google says 2 tablespoons. Quick tip, make sure you level your flour somewhere else, not directly back into the bag. That's a lot of mess. You're not gonna get the correct cup of flour, and it's really important that it's actually a cup, your measurements are accurate. So get a separate bowl, lay out a paper towel, anything, and just level it out with your finger or a knife, and then put it into the bowl that you're actually folding everything into, okay?
I like to feel the flour in my fingers. I'm using knives here. Whoosh.
An unhinged amount of cinnamon, so Baki would like us to eat. Oh my god. Ooh, it is strong. Oh my god. What is this gonna taste like? I think it's just gonna taste like a Christmas decoration. Ah! That's like stronger than ginger. Why do I do that? Okay, so we're gonna fold in these dry ingredients. Make sure to do it just gently until it's actually well mixed. That's all you have to do. You do not want to stir flour too much. It'll ruin your cookies.
Darling, darling, oh my youngest just said they have small feet and they like to eat. They're the best packers in all the land.
And see, look, you've mixed it by the time you're done with the song. Look at that. Beautiful. So now we're heading into the wet ingredients. First, we're going to put the sugars together with the butter, and then going to mix in the eggs and everything else, like the extracts. We're gonna blend the 2 sugars with the butter first, and then we're gonna do the egg. Sugar, that's that white sugar, just like me. Alright, and then you got the brown sugar. Most recipes want you to pack the brown sugar in, okay? Wear gloves if you don't like the feel, but this feels like that foam, the kinetic sand. Oh my god. Make sure it's packed and it's level. Packing in the brown sugar nice and tight. Like the DPS window. Nice and tight and level. You'll pop it out. It better look like a sand castle, okay? Pour in that brown butter that we got going. Wow. Honestly, it kind of makes, it looks like we made an egg. It's kind of avant-garde, huh? Whoa. I could serve this at a high-end restaurant. Okay, so I would recommend once you're about to beat up the brown sugar, white sugar, and the egg, I would start putting on the oven. So to get it started in the recipe, it doesn't say the temperature, but cookies are always baked at either 350 or 325. I'm gonna do 350. 350 is pretty standard, so don't worry about it. We're gonna do it, okay? It's gonna be fine. 350. I do not have a hand mixer. Quite the hand down. It's still kicking. You can use a hand mixer. Don't worry, you don't need this shit. So when we're about to turn this on, we just want it to get creamy, okay? It should take no more than like 2 to 3 minutes at most. So, I'm not even necessarily using the right attachment for this. It don't matter, it's not Food Network. But you can see that it got creamy, okay? It's creamy. It's gonna feel a little like syrupy and sludgy. And now we're gonna go on to the eggs part, and then we're gonna have our extract. It's gonna be ooh, it's gonna smell like a real cookie soon. All right, we're cracking our egg. Nice and beautiful, no shells. This isn't a crunchy aromatic cookie. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now guys, that is a lot of vanilla extract. So again, these are kind of joke cookies made by Blizzard. Be careful. I did that in a crazy unhinged fashion. It doesn't matter.
Almond extract.
Crazy. 2 shots of almond extract. We're gonna zest the orange. I didn't have this out earlier, but this does call for orange zest. Kind of unusual, but if you love the flavor of fruit, zest is actually way better than getting like a fruit juice. We're doing 1/2 teaspoon. That'll be about half of an orange. Zesty, zesty, zesty. Oh, you can smell it. So good. You know, Griftus says in The Secret, he's like, there's just like chunks of peel in the cookie.
Yeah.
That should not happen if you're using a real zester. You could put zest in like any of your favorite recipes. It tastes so good. Any cookie. Put in your brownie mix, for God's sake. Look at all that peel. Woo! Look at that. In it goes. God, it's like Christmas snow. Yeah, make sure you scoop down the sides so that it's all coming back into each other. Putting this back on the mixer, we gotta beat in this egg. If you're not using it, unplug your hand mixer, your stand mixer, I don't care. Okay, we're back in. Ready? You wanna do like medium? Okay, don't wanna beat it too much, you make scrambled eggs. So just make sure that you're getting everything off of the mixer and scooping back down in the bowl, because now we're just gonna do a pretty slow hand mix. Like I said, you don't want the flour over stirred. So often you should just be hand mixing your flour into the wet ingredients So we're gonna take this off. I unplug the mixer. We are gonna just drop this flour in and slowly mix it into the wet ingredients. You don't have to plop it all in. I like to do just about a fourth or a half and slowly get it in. So make it a little, make sure like it's really mixed in and that it's mostly wet again. And then you put in more. Just dashing that in there, right? Oh, I can smell it. Oh my, oh my. Now the recipe, a little unusual for spice cookies. It wants us to put in chocolate chips and we will be. That part I've adjusted a little bit. It's not gonna change the fact that these are unhinged cookies. I just don't personally like a ton of chocolate chips in my cookies, and the amount of chocolate chips they put in this recipe is insane. It's like 2 cups of chocolate chips. If you're into that, you can do that. There's no chocolate chip police, I don't think, at least. If you're arrested, don't call me though. Don't blame me for that shit. At this point, your oven should be ready. And then we're gonna roll out these bad boys. You see that? This is what it's supposed to mostly look like at this point. It should be a little sticky still, but like you can see, it's rolling up. It's just like one big cookie ball right here, right now. Hey, that looks great. Let's fold in some chocolate chips then. All right, I'm just throwing in my leftover chocolate chips first. Honestly, that's kind of plenty for me. I might not put more than this. This looks like plenty. This is definitely, that's not even like half a cup of chocolate chips. If you do the full recipe, you're probably getting 5 chocolate chips in every bite. It's crazy. God, it kind of looks good, doesn't it? I did not expect this crazy recipe to actually look that good, but it looks really good. Okay, we're getting to the final exciting part. We're gonna roll the ball. I would do about an inch thick, so we'll see that. Also, I just mixed a tablespoon of sugar with each of the spices, just a couple dashes from the spice container, because the recipe wants you to coat it in the ball. So we're gonna roll it in, and then we're gonna place it about an inch apart on the sheet. I like to use just kind of a larger spoon to get myself a good judge of the size. Make sure you've washed your hands at this point. Hopefully you have. And you're just gonna do a little roll, just like when we were in preschool with our Play-Doh, right? Look at that. Look at that bad boy. And then we're just gonna roll it in there just a little bit for a dusting of the sugar and the spice. Extra spicy, that's perfect. Look at that. And now we got a cute little cookie ball. Oh my god, we just gotta do that so many more times. All right, we're ready to put them in. We are gonna put them in for about 10 minutes. That's at 350, right? We're just gonna do that standard baking cookies time. Here we go, I'm so excited. They're supposed to bake until they're golden brown. I know what you're thinking, because it's the same thing I'm thinking. They're already golden brown. Don't worry, we're gonna find out. I will show you exactly what you have to do. But let's wait 10 minutes first. Yay! I can smell it like 2 degrees over. Okay, take a look at that. That's how you know that they're golden brown. You can see it on the edge. The edge is all golden brown for us. That's how we know it's done.
You proud of yourself?
I'm so proud of myself. Look how good this shit looks. God. If I didn't want to burn my gums, I would put them right in my mouth. They look really good, actually. Certainly aromatic. Those are Baki's aromatic broker cookies. What? Grifta was so wrong. These are really good. Grifta, what the heck, man? These are good. I like these a lot. It tastes like Christmas, but not like eating the decoration. So it's good. Oh my god. With like coffee. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for subscribing. This is a perfect 100 subscribers celebration. I'm so excited to give you guys more videos, more fun. Tazavesh out. Zoom! We need some bloopers and shit, right?
That's probably true.
Probably. That we're gonna have to buy another fucking one. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was like all of this.
That's crazy.
Are we gonna die from too much cinnamon?
Alright, sorry. Redo that.
Cinnamon. Cinnamon.
It's not unusual to see me cry. Is this the worst cooking show ever?